This July the 2nd Picks edition of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at underdogfantasy.com. Promo code MLB SGPN. Welcome everybody to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Tuesday, July the 1st. We are here to handicap a full slate of action for Wednesday, July the 2nd. Joining me, possibly in a slightly better mood than last week, is Mr. Dylan Rockford. D-Rock, how are we doing?
I'm doing better once June is over with. I hated that fucking month. That was terrible. But good to be with you. And yeah, nothing much to report. I know you're in a not the best mood. Why is that?
Well, I'll tell you, Dylan. And it's my van bugheads today. And that's one of my least favourite things. I know no one likes it when your vehicle, car, van, truck, whatever breaks down. But it's my least favourite thing for a few reasons. I need the van for work. It's important. I haven't got the words to even explain to the man what's wrong with it. It's just, I've got no idea what's going on. I don't know. Now, I know you well enough. I think I would suspect you're a bit like me. If your car breaks down, you don't know anything about cars or engines, do you?
Not a clue.
Exactly. So you have to go in there like a stupid little 4-year-old boy and try and explain to this like grown-up man who's got dirt under his fingernails. And he's asking me questions and I haven't got any of the answers. I just shrug my shoulders and point. And then on the back of that, I've got to take it, obviously, to get fixed. I don't know if it's going to cost £5 or £5,000 to fix tomorrow. I just don't know, because I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know what shit costs. And I have to put my life in their hands. So I've currently got that dark cloud hanging over me of tomorrow morning I'm going to get the phone call and he's going to say, "Oh, Mr. Bamford, we've had a look at the van. It's going to cost." And the end of that sentence is hugely important to my quality of life. And I don't know if you do this. I set like a price limit on it. It's like the Price is Right. I think anything under like £200 tomorrow, I'll be okay with. I can just about handle it. If it's anything, if it's a 600, 700, 800, it's going to absolutely wipe me out. So I just hate it. I really, really hate it. I had to limp.
So £200 is $274 American.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what it's going to... It's just sickening. So it's the feeling of helplessness because I don't know what's going on. It's the feeling of emasculinity by having to go talk to a grown-up man without having the correct words. And also the impending doom of my entire bank account. Money I haven't even got just being thrown. And it feels like a waste of money. Now, we enjoy wasting money. We're sitting here on a gambling podcast. Wasting money's not the problem, but it's wasting money on something as boring as the van. Who cares? Just fix it. I can't stand it, Dylan. It's one of my things.
What happened?
I don't know. You sound like the bloke in the garage. I don't know.
No, but that's like, yes, the brakes might go. I mean, I'm not that out of the loop where I could be like, okay, it's my water pump or it's my brakes, but like, what does it sound like? Can you describe to us?
Right, I'll tell you what's actually happened. There's actually nothing wrong with the van, but the electrics, the computer or whatever in the van is telling it that there's something wrong. So it might
be a wiring issue. Yeah.
Well, you see, you shrugged your shoulders before. You're 10 steps ahead of me. So the computer is saying, nah, this is fucked. You got to stop. And it's not. So again, is it a computer? Is it a wire? Is it, I don't know. Someone in the chat can reassure me it's going to cost 50 quid. I'd be absolutely delighted. So, but it means I couldn't go over like 38 miles an hour. And I broke down quite a long way from home. So it just took me ages to get back, crawling along, like driving Miss Daisy at 38 miles an hour on the inside lane with trucks going past, beeping the horn because I was causing tailbacks. And it's just not ideal, Dylan. So Eli in the chat is right that we could try and win our way out of it is the issue.
Is the missus upset?
You what, mate?
Is the missus upset?
Well, not until she handles this better than me. She's like, well, we'll just see what happens tomorrow. Because, like I say, it might cost 50 quid. Yeah. It might not be a problem. But, like I say, it's just the general feeling of helplessness that I get over it. Some winning bets will help, though. Went okay last night. Little streak still going. 6-2 through the 8 games on Monday. Early game today is kind of hanging by a thread. I took the under 8 in the Canada Day game between the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Andres Jimenez, 3-run homer in that one. Has got the Blue Jays 4-2 up, mid-6. So pretty tight, actually, for that under 8, if the bullpens can hold it down. I mentioned Eli in the chat. John is in there. Everyone's trying to make me bolster my confidence in the...
He makes a good point. Some of these mechanics out there, they'll just try to be like, yeah, this is wrong. And in reality, it's not fucking.
And that's part of the problem, is that I have to put my life in their hands. I have to trust them. And whether or not clearly I'm an idiot, they'll be able to see that. So do they stick a 0 on? I don't know. I'm hoping that they're nice people, so we'll find out. Gio's joined us. Nathan is in Skrills, live from the curb. Skrills hasn't even written that today. It's Skrills, come on. Concentrate. D. Johnson was in the chat early as well. So lots of familiar faces. Love it. If you do have any picks to give us, by all means.
Mal, I had a question. Why is Mbappe suing Real Madrid?
Is he? I did not know that.
I thought he was suing him because of money that is owed to him.
It's possible. Well, even though he's still playing for them.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
I was waiting. I didn't know the answer. I was like, I might as well just wait till I talk to Mal, but fuck it.
Well, maybe if you go on, I'll send you on a rant about the Mets or something that normally takes you about 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll have a little look. But no, I didn't know that actually. It's only just like non-payment of bonuses and image rights and all that sort of bollocks. But yeah, I'll have a little look, D-Rock. I did not know. We'll crack on with Tuesday's games. Let me remind you, every podcast episode on the network is free on the SGPN feed, wherever you get your podcasts. Wednesday, July the 2nd, starts with plenty of baseball as it happens. All right, hang on. Now I've just got some news and notes here. We've got a double-header, D-Rock, between the Brewers and the Mets. Have we been rained out already?
Yeah, 3 games got rained out today.
All right. You see, that's news to me. I've been out worrying about this one. Let me just double-check here. So Padres, Phillies is
Nationals,
gone.
Tigers.
Right, okay. So that does change a little bit this Wednesday slate. I've got 13 games on the board here, but obviously that's before these rainouts. So, yeah, we'll do our very best, subject to some pitching changes here. We'll do the doubleheaders together when we get to them. But the early game is the Athletics at the Rays. This is actually one of the 2 games that were off the board, as the Athletics don't have a pitcher announced, although I believe it to be Mitch Spence going for the A's, with Ryan Pepiot going for Tampa Bay. Mitch Spence has had 5 starts in a row now after coming into the rotation from the bullpen. All relatively low scoring. He's been okay. Relatively short starts as well, as you'd imagine, from a bullpen arm coming in. Sort of 4 and a third, 4 and 2/3. Pepiot's been fine. He hasn't done too bad in this little park, which is really playing towards the overs at the moment. He did play last week in that really weird 22-8 defeat that Tampa Bay had against Baltimore. That wasn't his fault, though. He actually pitched well. All the mayhem happened after he'd left the game. A's are not great against right-handed pitching as an away dog. They are 17 and 19 against the run line in those splits as an away dog. I think the Rays will be short. They're in good form at the moment. I don't love this. There wasn't too much to go on early on, but I've got a Tampa Bay's run line. Good form behind Pepiot, and we can get to Spence still.
Yeah, I made the Rays a big favorite here,
Yeah.
minus 210 to be exact. I know they lost 2 in a row, but Ryan Pepiot has been so good at home for the Tampa Bay Rays this season. Just 3 runs given up in his last 4 home starts, and Rays are 4-0 in those starts. They are 3-1 if to your run line, to your play. I do like Mitch Spence. I think he's been solid for the A's on the road, but the A's just can't get him the run support he needs to stay in some of these games. And the A's lose basically every road start he's made. I think the first 5 under is a good look with these 2 pitchers. Eliminate the bullpens. A's bullpen is terrible. And they do struggle to hit on the road consistently, Sacramento. So I like the Rays, but I probably imagine they'd be a big favorite here at home. And I like the first 5 under. 2 good pitchers going.
Okay, thank you. Chris A joined us in the chat, pointing out the Red Sox did score a lot of runs last night. He got the runs for the month. And Rish is in the chat as well. That's a new name on me. So welcome along, Rish. Rish needs a lock. He needs to get out of a jam. So if anyone's got one for him, give Rish a little hand in the chat there. 12:35 Eastern first pitch. We'll see the St. Louis Cardinals at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Sonny Gray goes for the Cardinals. For the Pirates, it will be Mitch Keller. Plus 115. Home dogs, the Pirates. Minus 135, the Cards. The total, Dylan, is 7.5.
Yeah, even though Sonny Gray hasn't been the best on the road, there's just no way I could back Mitch Keller here. My numbers did make the Cardinals a minus 140 favorite. So minus 135, right in that threshold. I don't mind taking St. Louis here. Total seems about spot on. I made my total 7.6. So it's right around that 7.5 mark. Don't let those last 2 starts for Mitch Keller fool you. The Mets stink, and we all know the Rangers can't hit either. So I still don't trust them. Sonny Gray is coming off 1-hit complete game on the road versus the Guardians. He was fantastic in that start against Cleveland. And I know the bats have woken up for the Buccos, but I just think Gray will do a good job of limiting them. So minus 135, I think, is a fair price with the better team. So I'll take the Cardinals here.
Okay, so I have let those last 2 Keller starts fool me, Dylan. You might be a better man than me because I've drank the Kool-Aid on Keller. Sonny Gray was great last time. He threw an absolute gem. Was it Friday night, I think?
Yeah.
Complete game shutout with 11 punches at the Guardians. And he does look locked in. The thing to do is, or the thing to question is, do we take the regression? There's a system that tells you have to fade that pitcher off the complete game shutout. And he's got a 4.37 road ERA. He gave up 6 earned runs at the Brewers on his penultimate road start before that complete game shutout. And Keller has been very good lately. Last 4 games, all good. Good win against the New York Mets last time. You rightly point out they couldn't hit anybody that series. So I'm completely switching here from fading Pittsburgh and Skeens on Tuesday, which we did. At the prices, I'm going to give Keller a chance. So I'll take Pittsburgh here at plus 115. Next is 640. Oh, actually, we go to the Mets doubleheader. We'll do this Mets doubleheader. 1:10 Eastern. Everyone is TBD. I've got nothing on that. So we'll go to the second game and handicap it as I believe it's still going to be Jacob Misiorowski for the Brewers and Blade Tidwell for the New York Mets here. The bookies had this priced up, whether or not these are still on the board, plus 110 for the Mets and minus 137 for the Brewers. This total is 8.5. This pitching matchup currently scheduled to be the second game, scheduled to be game 2 in this doubleheader. So we'll just have to see. I mean, Dylan, have you seen any other news on these pitches, or do you think this is what we're getting?
I hope, but usually it's never like that. Usually when it's a doubleheader, they switch some things up. But as of right now, I'm looking at a book right now. It still has these matchups, and this is the later game. So
Yeah, exactly the same. Another one, I just handicap this almost entirely on the prices because Misiorowski is top class and Tidwell has been very hittable, but we know that a rookie pitcher can run into trouble. So away from home against a team that can hit, the Mets, we know they haven't been. We saw it a little bit with Chase Burns last night. The Reds, he was outstanding in his first start. He got walloped around for 7 earned runs last night. Misiorowski could just run into some problems. Tidwell hasn't been great, but at plus 110, the Mets at home, I think, might just be sneaky. If they can hang with them, they could get this done late. I think it's a good opportunity. Misiorowski's too short, as good as he's been. I think this is too short a price, Dylan.
yeah, no, I understand that. People love the Mets at home, but they stink. I gotta take the Brewers here. I made them a minus 130 favorite. They can't score runs right now. They had that players only meeting for nothing, and now they get Misiorowski, who he's only allowed 3 hits in his 3 starts. He's been dominant. I understand going on the road now against a better team might see some regression. I don't think so. Mets are in shambles right now. So this short sweet. I also like the under 8.5. I think that total is extremely high. My total came out to 7.4, and all the real Met fans, know how bad Blade Tidwell is. So they're gonna get killed. So Brewers money line, Brewers run line. It doesn't matter. They're gonna lose this game.
No, fair enough. Dylan, have you ever watched baseball in Toronto in the Rogers Centre?
No, when I went to Toronto, it was the winter.
Oh, okay.
So,
It just looks great. On TV, it's a really good-looking ballpark. And then you get the wider shots of the city and the Rogers Centre and the drone shots and all that. It just looks incredible. Like Toronto looks smart today in their Canada Day red uniforms as well. It's a picture today up there.
Yeah.
6:40 Eastern first pitch. The Minnesota Twins are at the Miami Marlins. Simeon Wood Richardson for the Twins. For Miami, it is Jansen Junk. Even money, the Marlins at home, minus 125. The Twins, Dylan, total is 8.5.
Yeah, I got to take the home dog here. I only made the Twins a minus 105 favorite. The Fish have been playing really well, 8-2 straight up in their last 10, and I still don't think the Twins have figured things out. They're not good on the road, and I don't trust Woods Richardson either. He's a much different pitcher at home than he is on the road. Over a 5 ERA on the road. He's very inconsistent, up and down. In his last 5 road starts, Twins are just 1-4. So I don't trust them. Jason Junk has been a little better, in my opinion. I think the bats have been better for Miami as well. So plus 112, plus 112, I see. I'm going to take Miami here as a home dog.
Okay, good. We're back on the same page, Dylan. I completely agree. 7-game winning streak. I don't think they played on Monday, did they? I took them to win the Tuesday game. Remains to be seen. But Woods Richardson is far too inconsistent to be a minus 125 favourite, especially on a team, Minnesota, that aren't playing particularly well. 0-3-0-6-6 earned runs in his last 5. So you don't know what you're going to get. He might pitch well, but you can't trust him to. 463 ERA and a 139 whip is just about right for him. Now, as it happens, Jansen Junk's kind of got similar inconsistent game log, 5-1-0-5-1. But those 5-run starts have been on the road. And although he's only had 3 home appearances, those 13 innings he's pitched at home have been really good. So he can certainly keep up with Simeon's Woods Richardson. And Miami are the hot team. So, yeah, Miami as a tiny home dog at plus 100. We'll move on. Let me tell you a little bit about the Circa Million and the Circa Survivor. These are unbelievable contests. If you think you know ball, then you have to enter Circa's football contests with 21 million in guaranteed prizes. There is no rake, so if entries go above the guarantee, all extra money goes into the prize pool. Circa Million, you pick 5 teams against the spread every week. Go for the ultimate sweat. in Circa Survivor. And then there's the Circa Grandissimo, $100,000 Survivor contest there. We know Lonte has got 2 entries in that. You must register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada. Sign up, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com, use the promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. And we're brought to you by mybookie.ag, your place to bet on every sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, and football futures. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. T's and C's apply at mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. 7:07 Eastern first pitch is the New York Yankees at the Toronto Blue Jays. The continuation of the series we are sitting watching live as we speak. For the Yankees, it will be Will Warren. The Blue Jays throw Jose Barrios. We've got another even money home underdog here. -125, the Yankees. 8.5 is the total. Will Warren has been good. Generally winning low-scoring games. That's been Will Warren's MO. The Yankees are 10-7 in his starts. And 9-7-1 to the under as well. 3 of Berrios' last 4 have been scoreless. He has a home ERA of 3.48, but that is trending downwards in the right direction. And both bullpens rank highly too. I was going to take another under. It's an extra half a run from the Tuesday game, which is currently in the balance. Similar game here. Warren and Barrios can hold this down for an under 8.5, Dylan.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I also see 9s at FanDuel. So if you see a 9, I like that as well. I made my total 8.3. So I do like the under. But another home dog for me. My numbers actually made the Blue Jays a -115 favorite. Will Warren is just not really a guy I want to back on the road. Over a 5 ERA. Walks have been an issue for him recently as well. Just honestly, just someone I really don't want to back. And on the other hand, Jose Barrios, great month of June actually for him. He only had that 1 poor start, but it was on the road at home. He's only given up 1 run in his last 3 starts. Blue Jays are 3-0 in those games. They're winning again today. They're a team you want to back on at home. And Barrios has already faced this Yankee club. He went 5 1/3 scoreless innings against a very good lineup. So he's not afraid of them at home. This is a very good spot for him. I'm surprised at the number, if I'm being honest. So I like the Blue Jays here at home.
Yankees currently looking like they might get back into the... Oh, no, fielding error. Good. Dickhead. Oh, the third base. What are you clapping that for?
I hate the Yankees.
Oh, that's a horrible error. 4-3. Top of the 7th. The under is hanging by a thread. 7:10. Eastern first pitch. The Cincinnati Reds are at the Boston Red Sox. Nick Martinez for the Reds with Brian Bayo for the Red Sox. We have lines of even money for the Reds, -125 for Boston, with a total, Dylan, of 9.5.
Yeah, so even though the Red Sox haven't been playing the best, I do think they're the right side here. -125 I'm seeing. I think that's a good price. My numbers made him a -135 favorite. I think Bello's been the better pitcher of the two between him and Nick Martinez. The Reds bullpen worries me as well. Bottom 10 in the league. And I just think Boston's offense at home is just going to be too much for Cincinnati. They've scored 31 runs in the past 3 games. So offense, maybe they've woken up. They're 2-1 in the last 3 when they're scoring a lot of runs. And on the other side, I'm not the biggest Nick Martinez guy either. And Reds still struggle on the road. Not a team I really want to back away from Great American Ballpark. So I just think this is a good spot for the Sox. I think Bello's been pretty serviceable this season, so I don't mind backing him at this price, -125.
Error, Vladdy, first base, scores tied. Fucking Red Sox are giving this away. The bookies should only pay you out on earned runs, I think, if you take a total, not runs on errors. I'm not buying it.
I agree.
That should be an option anyway. They should give you the option. Do you want total runs or do you want earned runs?
So
because you've got to factor in this shit fielding dickheads. Yeah, I know what you mean about Nick Martinez. I'm not giantly keen on him. He headed back to the pen for a few weeks, actually, but he's in the rotation again now. But his 8 games as a starter yielded a 1-5 record with a 4.82 ERA. Bell's still not consistent enough, although he did have a good June. These teams played a wild one last night. Eli mentioned it earlier on. 13-5, I think this one finished. And the Cincinnati bullpen had to throw 8.2 innings last night. Chase Burns only managed 1 out. So by the time we get round to Wednesday night, they might be particularly gassed. So that, coupled with the fact I'm not keen on Martinez, led me to a Boston team total. They're averaging over 5 runs per game at home. So I like a Boston team total off Martinez in that tired bullpen on Wednesday. 7:15 Eastern first pitch. The LA Angels at the Atlanta Braves. Left-handed pitcher Yusei Kikuchi for the Angels. Didier Fuentes for the Braves. Pitcher that we did handicap on. He was supposed to be going tonight. Has been pushed back. Plus 110 the Angels. Minus 137 for Atlanta. And the total sits at 9.
I'm real quick, Mal. I'm sorry to interrupt, but was that recent that he got pushed back? Because I thought it was going to be Grant Holmes. I handicapped him.
I saw it. Yeah, a few hours ago.
Fuck.
Because, like I say, we did see myself and Lonte handicapped Fuentes last night. So we'll just have to go through him again. Kikuchi is bad on the road. 4.47 ERA. I've actually found this game quite easy to handicap. Now, last night, Fuentes was scheduled to be, or slated to be, minus 160 something. We thought that was a madness. We couldn't back him at that price. Minus 137 here. I mean, I wasn't interested last night, and I'm still not interested in Fuentes at all. Just being very, very, very hittable. I just love the over in this spot. Both pitchers look incredibly vulnerable. 9 runs doesn't seem too egregious. So I'll take an over, Dylan.
Yeah, I mean, I handicapped you saying Grant Holmes, but the total I came out with that game was 9.3. And I assume my numbers are going to change with this new pitcher. So I agree on the over. You're right. You say Kikuchi is not really a guy I want to back on the road. At home, I think he's been very serviceable. In LA, you could back him. But both clubs really not playing well. And the over has been profitable for LA, 23-20 on the road. So they'll be able to score some runs. I think both pitchers will be susceptible to giving up some runs here. So I agree. I'll take the over. And plus, we got winds blowing out towards center field as well. So that should help us get over this number as well. So, yeah, I agree. Let's take the over here.
8:05 Eastern, the Cleveland Guardians at the Chicago Cubs. Tanabe for Cleveland will take on left-handed pitcher Shota Imanaga for the Cubs. Plus 130 the Guardians. Cubbies minus 160. We have no total for the usual reasons. Dylan, Imanaga back. Do you fancy him?
Yeah, so I see a total of 9 on Bet365
nice,
under 9, and that is exactly where I'm going to go. Under 9 at minus 110. My total came out to 7.6. I mean, I have to take the under just on principle. Imanaga, he looked good in his first start. 5 scoreless innings. He only gave up one hit. And I just think this is another good spot for him. Cleveland stinks against lefties, and the Guardians are having a tough time scoring runs to begin with. 2 of the last 3 games, they put up 0 runs. So I don't like this spot for them. And on the other side with Tanner Bybee, he hasn't been terrible on the road, in my opinion. In his last 4 road starts, all 4 games have gone under this total. So even though he's not the best pitcher, Cleveland can hit. Their bullpen has been serviceable enough where they're keeping the score low, and the wind isn't even blowing out. It's blowing side to side. So I don't understand the number. I'm seeing 8.5, so I guess money is coming in on the under, but there are 9s out there. I think the total is just a little too high, so I'll take the under.
Yeah, another one that I found pretty straightforward. The price is slightly skinny, minus 160. I would have preferred a minus 150 because I just wanted the Cubs on the money line. And it was just the fact that, I mean, Bybee isn't great on the road, 4.96 road ERA. Imanaga came back from the IL this week with a rock-solid effort and a run line win. And every single show I sit here and say the Guardians can't hit left-handed pitching because they can't. It's Matthew Boyd last night with me and Lonte. Tonight it's Iminaga. And there's no reason to change it because it's just a fact. Cubs minus 160. Take your Cubs on the run line if you want to. I wouldn't put you off that at all. What's going on in the chat here? T. Johnson was questioning who Blake Tidwell was. If you don't know Blake Tidwell, come on. He's a household name, isn't he? Should be. Anyway, Dylan's thoroughly slated him in the comments, so there you go. We move on. I will mention, first of all, Underdog Best Ball Mania. All summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $12 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Use our code MLB SGPN to claim a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MLB SGPN. And finally, you've heard us mention Rhythm plenty of times on the show, but they've just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends, which are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. These Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. Download Rhythm app, check out Power Trends and start betting smarter. 7-day free trial at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. 8:05 Eastern. First pitch is the Baltimore Orioles at the Texas Rangers. Tomoyuki Sugano has the start for the Orioles. Taking the ball for the Rangers will be Nathan Eovaldi. Minus 160 Texas, plus 130 Baltimore. Total is at 8. This is a run of 4 games that I just thought were quite straightforward to pick. That over in the Braves, Angels. I like the Cubs and I like the Rangers here again. The next game I found pretty straightforward as well. Tomoyuki Sugano's had a terrible June, but kept getting away with it because he got a shit ton of run support and they kept winning games. But you can't bet him because that is not sustainable at all, particularly against Nathan Eovaldi. Eovaldi came back from the IL with a short start, 3 innings against Seattle last time. Should be able to go a little bit deeper again here. But the Texas pen's really good as well. Considerably better than the Orioles across the board, actually. So I'm getting the better team. I'm getting the better pitcher. I wish the minus 160 was minus 150, but I'll take Texas again, Dylan.
Yeah, this was a tougher game to handicap, in my opinion. I didn't think Eovaldi looked all that good in his first start versus the Mariners. And Sugano hasn't looked the best either. He had a tough June, like you said. If anything, I do think we'll see some runs, maybe first 5 over, if anything. Sugano has given up 3+ runs in 4 straight games. And like I mentioned, Eovaldi gave up just 3 runs in 3 innings. So Orioles, they've been able to score some runs lately as well. And I think the Rangers bats, they've kind of woken up a little bit better than what we're accustomed to. So they've been able to score some runs too. I think we'll see some runs here early on. So first 5 over is kind of how I'd play this game.
First 5 over for Dylan. Next game on the board is 8:40 Eastern. It is the Houston Astros at the Colorado Rockies. Hunter Brown for Houston. Left-handed pitcher Austin Gomber for the Rockies. Minus 250 Houston. Plus 190 Colorado. 10.5 is the total, Dylan. This was pretty hard to find an inventive angle into.
Yeah, I mean, the only way I probably would play this is the Astros team total over. Gomber, he's been up and down. Good start, bad start, then a good start. I feel like he's due for a blow up, honestly. And with the way the Astros have been playing recently, they've been playing some good baseball. I think they might tee off on Austin Gomber here. They hit lefties just as good as they do righties. No point in attacking his side. I think the total's kind of spot on as well. I see 10.5 and 11. I made my total 10.6. So I want to stay away from the total. I think Houston could score 5-6 runs here. So I would attack the team total, if anything. I just don't. And even if Austin Gomber does well, I don't trust their bullpen to keep everything in check as well. So yeah, I'm gonna target the Astros offense here.
Yeah, I mean, Houston run line's the obvious play. Should be a relatively okay price. mean, Hunter Brown's excellent. 7 scoreless with 9 strikeouts against Philly last time. Tells you the form that he's in. That's everything you need to know about Hunter Brown. D. Johnson in the chat saying he's been absolutely dealing lately, which is absolutely spot on. 3 starts for Austin Gomber. Mixed bunch. But that home start against Arizona, 9 earned runs. That's a big concern coming in. He's got a 5.55 career ERA against Houston as well. So, red flags here. So it's an incredibly dull pick. But yeah, Houston on the run line for me. Callum has joined us in the chat. Callum, one of our Premier League regulars. He's had a little 5-2 bet build on the Madrid game tonight. I used the Super Boost, the 365 Super Boost on Jude Bellingham in that game, Cal, which cashed inside about half an hour.
Is Callum
so it wasn't big or clever, but the money's sitting there. What were you saying, Dylan?
No, I was just going to say, is Callum from the UK?
Yes, absolutely is, yeah.
Nottingham?
I have no idea why he's sitting in the baseball chat, because I bet you he's never watched a game and is absolutely like, Callum, tell us in the comments everything you know about baseball, and I bet you it's fewer than 5 words, Dylan, it'll take him.
Is he from Birmingham?
Callum is Callum in Liverpool? I think he's a Liverpool fan. That doesn't mean he's from Liverpool. He could be. He could be from anywhere.
Is that what they call them in Liverpool? Scousers?
Yeah, Scousers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the last time you tried to say that, you said scoundrels, and I laughed my head off at you for about 3 days.
You knew what I meant.
So you've remembered.
Where's Birmingham? I know you're you're all the way up there. Where's Birmingham?
Birmingham's in the Midlands. Birmingham's the biggest city in the Midlands, so it's pretty much slap bang in the middle of the country.
Good people over there?
Is what? Sorry?
Are they good people over there?
Yeah, it's all right. Not too bad.
Where's the hood, like the inner city where there's a lot of thugs and gangsters?
A lot of people tell you some of the northern cities. People say it's grim up north. That's a common phrase, Dylan. People use. They say it's grim up north.
Yeah.
But I'm from up north, so it's clearly paradise. I mean, London can be a bit wild. Like London's like a big city, a little bit like New York. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can have your sketchy areas, but there's nothing wrong over here. We're all fine.
When I went to London, it reminded me of New York. Honestly, they just drove.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
they just reminded. They said I live in a little town called Barton upon Humber.
See, there's that word again, Dylan. That word "upon" that absolutely confused all the American listeners, and no one understood what it meant. So yes, Barton upon Humber, which that's not too far from me actually. A couple of hours down the northeast coast on Humber.
How about
side.
Southampton, right on the water? Oh, that's beautiful, mate. Right?
Southampton's all right, yeah.
Long right way on the English Channel. Oh, that's where we need to get a house. Southampton.
Okay. Right, Dylan, get us back on track here. It's only me that takes us off track, but you've got a bit nuts. 9:40 Eastern, first pitch. The Kansas City Royals at the Seattle Mariners. Left-handed pitcher Noah Cameron for the Royals will take on Logan Gilbert for Seattle. Plus 150 Kansas City, minus 190 Seattle, and the total here is sitting at 7. Noah Cameron, I don't mind him particularly. He's got a decent looking game log. 5 defeats in a row though. Even in a couple of good starts that he's had, the Royals offense can't help him out. And I think this is more of the same coming tomorrow for Cameron. I think he can go okay. Gilbert has given up 8 earned runs in his last 2 starts in a couple of wild games that had totals of 13 and 20. But Seattle aren't bad against lefties. 6th in MLB WRC plus against left-handed pitching. They don't strike out much either. I think they can get to Cameron here. So I'm going to take Gilbert out of it because I like him, but his last 2 starts worried me slightly.
Yeah.
I'll take Gilbert out of it. I'm going to take a Seattle team total. I think they can get to the lefty, Dylan.
Yeah, another total for me, and it's going to be an over 7 at -120. My total came out to 8.6. Another line. Maybe my lines are messed up. I don't understand this total at all. Look at, you mentioned it, Gilbert's last 2 starts, 4 runs given up in back-to-back starts, and both those games flew over the total. And with the Royals, I know maybe not you, but I know a lot of people do like and they think very highly of Noah Cameron, and I do too. I think he's a good pitcher, but he has had back-to-back iffy starts, in my opinion. With the way the Mariners have been scoring, I agree with your team total over. I think they'll be able to muster up 4 or 5, maybe even 6 runs themselves. The over is actually profitable in Seattle this year. It's 21-16 towards the over in Seattle. Over is 8-2 in Seattle's last 10. So I think we're going to see some runs here. Hopefully, the Royals could help us out. I know they're not the best offensive team, but maybe they could help us out a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to take over 7. Total seems very low.
I don't know if you just heard any background noise, but it appears
you're
that my
typing.
Sorry?
You're typing.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, no. My daughter appears to be coughing a lung up upstairs. So I thought it might be
okay?
Well, I don't know. She stopped. So either she's okay or she's dead, in which case I'm no use in either situation. So I'll crack on with this. 9:40 Eastern first pitch is the San Francisco Giants at the Arizona Diamondbacks. Landon Roop for the Giants. Merrill Kelly for the Diamondbacks. +110 San Francisco. -137 Arizona. Total, Dylan, 8.5.
Yeah, this one, another one. This one was kind of tough for me because this is kind of a wait and see. My numbers only made the Snakes a -120 favorite, so I am hoping money comes in a little bit on the Giants so we could get a better number with Arizona. I think all in all, the Giants pitching has been better than Arizona, but Arizona's bats have been way, way better than the Giants. And I think that's why maybe the Giants have been struggling here to win games. I don't trust Landon on the road. Last real road test, say that 5 times fucking fast. He got smoked by the Dodgers. So that start it can't get out of my head for right now. So until the Giants can show me and produce runs on a consistent basis, I have a really hard time backing them. So I do like the Snakes, but I just wish it was at a better price.
Landon Rupp confused me a little bit. Back-to-back scoreless, but he's another San Francisco Giants pitcher who's much worse on the road. 10 starts, 4.56 ERA. Kelly's inconsistent lately. His overall numbers are good, but his last 2 starts are a little bit of a worry. I thought the most trustworthy thing in this matchup was the Diamondbacks offense. The top 10 in most categories, averaging 4.91 runs per game at home. An Arizona team totally. Rupp just gives it up on the road. Like I said, I didn't trust too much. I didn't want to factor Kelly in, a bit like Logan Gilbert's situation. I wanted the Arizona offense was what I wanted to pick here. So, yeah, Diamondbacks team total. The Blue Jays are back in front, Dylan. You can have a little punch of the air there. Next up, before we get in, this would be the last game of the night. We've got a couple of double headers that we can tackle between Cowboy time, 10:10 Eastern first pitch, the Chicago White Sox at the LA Dodgers. Sean Burke for the White Sox. Left-handed pitcher Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers, who are -333, +250. The White Sox total here sits at 9. So a little bit like Shane Smith, who we handicapped for the Tuesday games. Even though we like Burke in certain spots, this is a tough one. He's much better at home. 5.82 road ERA. And coming up against the Dodgers is going to be an issue, I think. Clayton Kershaw's plenty good enough to handle this. The Dodgers have won his last 5 starts, scoring 6.5 runs per game. They're averaging 6.18 runs per game at home and 7.2 runs per game against Colorado. You'd have to use an alt-run line if you wanted, but I just think the Dodgers team totally, they'll clear that 7 hurdle, I think. Off Burke, they'll probably get the double figure. So, yeah, a little ladder on the Dodgers team total.
Yeah, let's end it with another total. I'm going to go under 9.5 at -115. My total came out to 8.5, a whole run less. I know the over's been profitable in LA, but I really like what I've seen out of Clayton Kershaw lately. And Sean Burke, for the most part, I feel like has been decent. Just one poor start in the month of June. The Whites are the worst offensive team on the road this season. They're averaging just 2.95 runs per game on the road. And the Dodgers, yeah, I think offensively they've been really good. Probably one of the best offenses in the league. But they've been in a lot of unders recently. 4 of the last 5 games have gone under this total. So I think we can see a 5-1, maybe 6-1, 5-2 type of game. So as long as we stay under, we get your team total over, I think we'll be fine. I think 2 things could be true.
Dylan, someone's just hit a grand slam. Who did it? That's the question. Which player?
Vlad.
It was George Springer.
Wow.
He's gone yard twice. Second homer of the day.
Did you pick him?
Grand slam. The over is well and truly goosed, but not to worry. Toronto 9, New York 4. Happy Canada Day to everyone there. Dylan, that's the happiest I've seen you in weeks, D-Rock.
Oh, man.
Right, this doubleheader, what a mess this is.
Yeah.
105 and 645 are the Tigers at the Nationals. I mean, I haven't got this handicap particularly. We've got left-handed pitcher Tyler Holton taking on Trevor Williams in the early game. It's then Jack Flaherty against Mackenzie Gore in the second game. I mean, I handicapped Gore, I handicapped Flaherty to go on Monday. I hadn't seen Holton. I mean, I backed Mackenzie Gore last week, and I think I was an unlucky loser. He was a decent price away at the Padres. Pitched a gem and they lost 1-0. And that's the kind of issue you're going to get here. Jack Flaherty, I'm not convinced by particularly. His numbers aren't great. The Tigers have lost his last 3 starts, 4.65 ERA. I would take the Nationals in that one if I was going to have a little punt. Second game, I'll take Mackenzie Gore over Jack Flaherty in that game too. Dylan, do you have anything on this doubleheader?
Yeah, I thought it was I was going to take, because I honestly handicapped Reichel Olsen. I think he was going to make his return, but it might get pushed back now towards Thursday or Friday. His last start in AAA was really good for Reichel Olsen. I know he hasn't pitched in a while, but I thought it was going to be him and Mackenzie Gore. But I like the Nationals in the second game with Gore on the mound. He's been solid at home for Washington. Even though they are losing most of his starts, it's not because of him. It's because he's been fine. He's only given up 3 runs in the last 3 starts. The bullpen worries me. When he gets out, it all goes to shit. They don't really get him the run support that he needs. So, if anything, maybe a Nationals first 5 money line, first 5 plus a half.
Yeah, that's a great play.
We'll see maybe how they get priced, but I just can't back Flaherty here, and I don't want to back Reichel Olsen either. So Tigers are good on the road, but I like Mackenzie Gore. I think he's a very good pitcher. He's just on a shit team.
This second doubleheader, which is the Padres at the Phillies, they've completely screwed us by. I hate it when they do this. They swap like one pitcher over from each game.
It's the worst.
Yeah. So it's now game 1 is Pivetta v. Mick Abel. Mm-hmm. And game 2 is Cease against Sanchez, where for the Tuesday night I'd handicapped Pivetta against Sanchez. And then for Wednesday, done Cease against Abel. I mean, yeah, it's not much really to tell you. I'm just trying to find me.
No, you're good. I could go real quick if you want.
Go on then, mate. Yeah, because it's all out of sequence now as well. I found my notes, but you say things.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Dylan Cease versus Mick Abel. And to be honest, I don't like Dylan Cease or Nick Pivetta on the road. I mean, they're both terrible on the road. Dylan Cease is much worse than Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta has at least been semi-decent on the road, but Phillies are good, and they're hitting 273 at home this year. They're averaging around 5.5 runs per game at home. And the Padres offense, forget the pitching for a second with Dylan Cease and Nick Pivetta. Their offense has kind of gone MIA. They just got shut out yesterday. They're not good on the road to begin with, so I can't back them, especially with Mick Abel, who I got a little sore spot for Mick Abel. I think he's pretty good, even though I hate the Phillies. But I just think this is a great series for them at home against a team that's struggling to score some runs here against two bad pitchers that stink on the road. I got at the beginning, it was the Phillies were a plus money dog at home. They were a short dog with Dylan Cease on the mound. So you got to imagine they're going to be dogs again. You got to take Philly. If they're giving you plus money for Philly at home, you have to take that, I think.
Yeah, the game that interests me is that game between Cease and Sanchez. I just don't want anything to do with Cease at all. His road ERA is poor. 6.31 road ERA now. And yeah, I just didn't want to touch him. I like Mick Abel. I agree. He's going in the other game now. 5 starts now. And his 2 at home haven't been great, but I think he can hold it together. But yeah, the game I'm interested in is Christopher Sanchez against Dylan Cease. And I think Philly will be favourites, but yeah, Philly team total of Dylan Cease doesn't scare me at all. A little bit of a struggle handicapping those last 2 double headers. Apologies for that, but things are changing very much on the fly with your ridiculous weather that you're having in your country. Dylan, we have attempted to get through 20 games or something like that as best as we can. Have you got a little lock and a dog for us?
Yeah, it's going to be kind of on the fly just because, we got some double headers. We got some pitching changes. I'll start with my dog because I really like this play. I don't understand the line. Simeon Woods Richardson should not be this big of a favorite on the road. I don't care that it's the Marlins. Marlins are actually, I would argue, a better team right now. They're playing better. I trust their bats more. And I just think they're very mispriced. So plus 112. It might be a short dog, but I think the Marlins shouldn't be this big of an underdog at home. So, yeah, let me take the Marlins here as my dog. I was going to go the Blue Jays, but we might see some regression after today. As my lock, I'm going to take the Brewers here. Mets stink, and Wojciechowski is so good. He is the real deal. He outpitched Paul Skeens last start against a Mets team that is struggling mightily to just stay afloat, let alone hit the ball. I think this is a no-brainer. And Blade Tidwell is garbage. Johnson, all you need to know is he's terrible. Just look at his recent numbers. They don't do it service. You got to actually watch him, and he is that bad. He is not as advertised. So I'm gonna take the Brewers as my lock.
You really don't like my New York Mets pick, do you, Dylan?
Oh no.
My lock, I'm going to take the Dodgers team total. I just can't see how Sean Burke and whatever the White Sox bullpen that get trotted out there. I can't see how they keep the Dodgers off the board. The game total is 9, so 5.5. Dodgers can score 6 runs here. And for my dog, I will not take the Mets. I'm going to take Pittsburgh, though. I'm going to go with the brave fade of Sonny Gray coming off that complete game shutout. And like I said, I have drank the Kool-Aid on Mitch Keller. You weren't having him, but I'll take him as a little underdog. I do like the Marlins. You picked that one in my place there. So, yeah, okay. We'll take Pittsburgh. D-Rock, your favourite part of the night. You got a home run prop?
No, I don't.
George Springer to stay hot. He's hit 2 since we've been sitting here.
George Springer. Did Big Dumper hit one last time we were on?
I can't remember. Probably it's one most night.
Probably not. Yeah, I'll take George Springer again. Let's stay hot against Will Warren. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so an incredibly lazy pick from.
I don't have to do these when I'm with Scott. Only when I'm with you. It's the worst.
Oh, does he not make you do them?
Lock and dog.
Oh, you're a disgrace. Right, I'm looking at Tomoyuki Sugano, who's given up plenty of dingers. So we're going to head to Texas for our play. Now, let me just decide which player I want. I might have taken it. Oh, no, sorry. I took Randy Arozarena. I'm thinking ex-Texas for Tuesday. Let's have a go at Adolis Garcia. I like the look of Jonah Heim, possibly. Jonah Heim. We'll take Adolis. We'll go the chalkier one. Adolis Garcia can get one off Tomoyuki Sagano tomorrow. And I think, Dylan, we managed to get through. Anything you want to tell the people before we let them go?
It's almost holiday here in the States, 4th of July. Cannot wait. Gonna go up to Rhode Island and enjoy the fireworks on the water. And by the way, All-Star break is right around the fucking corner. I can't believe it. Yeah.
Yep. Home run derby. We'll have some good
winners,
shows and some bets on that. Thank you, Dylan.
Good
Thank
luck
you very
with your
much,
car.
everybody in the chat. I was just going to say, yeah, if you could all just hold hands, we'll have a feeling circle and just pray. Anything under 200 quid, I'll be fucking over the moon. I'll be absolutely delighted. Anything over that, and I'm going to be devastated. So, good luck. John in the chat saying, good luck with the VAD as well. I've got an entire nation written on the inside of my vehicle. Thanks, everybody. Good luck with your picks. Some of our hosts will be back with this show tomorrow night for Thursday's games.